After a year away from the dunes, the second half of the Cross Country World Cup for 2021 got underway with the Rallye de Maroc. Based outside Zagora to the east of Morocco, the area is rich with the very best desert tracks and dunes for the world's best drivers and riders, who came together again in the desert for the first time since the Dakar in January. It was a huge effort in conjunction with the Moroccan government to enable the rally to happen, all down to the Castera organisation. There were 1,600 kilometres of stages heading in all directions over the 5 days. This rally is going to touch the two famous ergs of Morocco, here Chegaga Mamids and on the other side of the dunes of Magouza, which are very famous. We will manage to touch them twice and spread the rally out and use the most tracks between them. KTM have been the ones to beat on two wheels over the past few years in rally raids, but Honda have caught up and beaten them, having won the past two big ones, the Dakar. The rivalry was to be intense throughout the entire rally. It was going to be, as always, a showdown. Sherco arrived with a brand new specification of bike for Lorenzo Santolino, stage winner on the Dakar, and Rui Gonçalves. It was their first test up against the big dunes and the hard tracks, for this was to be the start of their new setup towards Dakar. That was their objective in Morocco in 2021. With team boss David Castello based in Morocco with a training camp, they now have a firm base to spring from. Portugal's Joaquim Rodrigues was straight on it for the opening 11 kilometres of the prologue. He was quickest, the first of three heroes in the top 5. So, he was the hero on a hero for the team who came to Morocco for the first time in 2 years for their testing. Were it not for a time penalty, he would have been 6th overall. Sebastian Buller flew 2 on number 14. He really had the speed for the smaller factory up against the might of the others. But his rally didn't quite kick off as he wanted to. However, he immediately got the bike back to service and bounced back with second the next day. Franco Caimi used a hero that was to compare parts usage and mileage against the other bikes, the team coming away with positive data and knowledge, with the Spaniard well inside the top 5 on the stages. Come the line, their best was Joaquim Rodrigues' 8th best finisher. Came to Morocco way in advance of the rally for a full week of testing focusing on engine reliability. Adrian van Beveren, Andrew Short and Ross Branch were top 5 and sometime top 3 throughout the 5-stage rally, and although the engine was the focus, the desert always bites in other ways. And this time it was for Branch, who had big trouble. His hub completely sheared off and it left him stranded way out in the desert. Once collected and back in the rally, Branch clicked it into top gear and flew again, nearly winning the final stage, only falling short by 17 seconds. But his teammate Andrew Short, winner of Morocco last time out, was more than happy to be back in Morocco. Fastest in sections and getting the Yamaha right up in amongst the Hondas and the KTMs. Following their bad luck on the Dakar, things are looking up for Yamaha. By his own admission, Adrian van Beveren isn't the fastest in the dunes, but he's smart. So to stay consistent when the roadbook gets difficult, he slows it down in order to not make any mistakes. Less was certainly more for the Frenchman. He held up the honour of Yamaha and was 5th overall. Daniel Sanders only made his Rally Raid debut a year ago on the Andalusia Rally, but he was an immediate hit. Now with Gas, the Aussie soon sped out of the blocks to show the speed he's always had. In Morocco 2021, he caught his foot on the opening day on a rock. He broke a toe, meaning he was limping and in pain for the whole rally. But once on the bike, he was good enough to be top 5 on 3 stages, including an epic win on the 367-kilometre thrash that was stage 4. It all came together well for Sanders to finish 3rd overall on his Moroccan debut. He's another thunder from down under, who very subtly has snuck in to be a threat to the top runners.
I really enjoyed my first time here in Morocco, and yeah, it was a really tricky navigational race and some fast stuff, so I really enjoyed myself here and improved every day, and yeah, coming out strong on the finish and getting 3rd was awesome.
KTM have had their new 450 rally bike in development for over 18 months, but the first time against the clock and against the opposition was in Morocco. This was going to be a very important run. Toby Price was one of the 3 who took the new bike and was second on the prologue, but wasn't seen inside the top 5 of a stage again. But the sheer pace of the rally was hotter than the midday sun. What KTM do have is an agile, smaller bike with a lower centre of gravity. And Sam Sunderland, also on the new bike, the reigning world champion, was waving goodbye to his number 1 plate after retiring on stage 4. But the man who did have his sights on the 21 championship was Matthias Walkner. Staying with the older bike he knew, trusted and would be hand in glove with, he pushed hard to come out as top KTM, 2nd overall, but winner of the 2021 World Championship. For the Austrian, it was his 2nd title. And overall, for KTM, is this a dawn of new beginnings with their new bike up their sleeve?
For me, it was just important to stay in the season on the same bike, to don't change the bike. Now we have to say goodbye and thanks for everything, and a new bike, a new change is coming.
Down at Honda, they were appearing for the first time since the Dakar in January. HRC had done a huge amount of testing and were always going to be the ones battling at the top of the timing tables each day in Morocco. Joan Barreda was always going to be fast, he just is. He won the opening stage ahead of a Honda 123, but it was not without the odd mishap though. He'd already thrown the gauntlet down with his speed. Come the finish, American Ricky Brabeck came out as 2nd Honda in the top 4 with 4th, only losing 7 minutes to the overall victor in this rally. His key being some brilliant navigation on the 3rd stage.
We're never going under 110 kilometers an hour, and that's fast. You know, you're trying to read the road book, your bike's bouncing around, you're trying to look, there's camels running across.
Everyone had their moments of getting lost, and this wasn't just a rally about sheer speed in top gear. Barreda on stage 3 missed waypoints and got clobbered with huge penalties that arguably saw him lose the rally. Pablo Quintanilla was out in Honda colours for the very first time, and with teammate Barreda down on time, the Argentine kept the pressure on with top 3 finishes in 4 of the 5 stages. It meant the shootout between he and Walkner going into the final day was going to be a great spectacle. With just 37 seconds between them, Quintanilla came out the victor in Morocco by 2 minutes to take victory, first time out for Honda.
Yeah, for me, it means a lot to be able to be in the podium, to win this race. So I'm really excited, really motivated for the next big goal, that is Dakar. So happy for the victory.
Rallye de Maroc 2021, Quintanilla the victor by just 2 minutes ahead of Valkner, Daniel Sanders in third, Brabeck and Van Beveren. Heroes of the past with the sons of the future were showing their strength too on the Rallye de Maroc. There was a huge amount of new talent on show in the Rallye 2 class with the youngsters only just in their 20s. Still a difficult rally, but not as tortuous as the Dakar. It saw many youngsters show their hand to the world. Konrad Dabrowski, he won the Junior World Cup on the Moroccan rally with his Husqvarna. Bradley Cox was third in Rallye 2, taking tips from his dad Alfie, who was a works KTM rider 20 years ago. But Rallye 2 was dominated, no other words needed, by American Mason Clean. He won Rallye 2 by 54 minutes. Celebrating his 20th birthday on the rally, he's another star for the future who'll be getting the factory offers as soon as he got home. Manuel Adujar brought his Yamaha quad clear of the fields on 4 wheels, nearly 30 minutes ahead of the rest. While Amin Eshugia waved the Moroccan flag as he dominated the Enduro Cup.
That has been helped by our partners, and we are delighted.
Une fois foot, juste quelques petites doutes.